Welcome, Mazi Chikoze. So, in the fight, in a bid of restructuring Nigeria, the state governors are calling for state police instead of local government autonomy or total separation of the country. And what's your reaction to this?
The state governors, the likes of Yaya Bello, who carted away with over 90 billion, and of course is at large at this moment. It's not free. The news are all over. It's not longer deniable that the ex-governor of Kogi State wrecked the entire state and left the entire populace of the state impoverished, living at the luxury life at the expense of the masses. This is just a reflection of an average Nigerian politicians, whether at the federal or state level. They never meant good for the populace. It's quite unfortunate and very ridiculous. How can a state governor become more richer than the state itself? This could only happen in Nigeria. It is so barbaric. This is more or less a jungle, a place where there is no law. And today, where is Yaya Bello? So they are calling for state police because of the ulterior motive. It is not intended to address the myriads of problems bedeviling Nigerian state, the insecurity, of which much of them have been alleged or accused of sponsoring this insecurity because they are benefiting from that, from the house system called Nigeria, as described by the late sage Awolowo, that Nigeria is a main geographical expression. It does not reflect a people with an ideology, with a shared ideology, with a shared interest. It's quite unfortunate that people are being coerced into a system that is destructive, that is backward and retrogressive. Look at what is happening all over. Shouting for state police. Is that what is the problem of Nigeria? Is that the hunger? Is that the economic mishap? Is that what is befalling Nigerians as a young man? Is that what should be your focus?
Mazi Chikoze, your state governor, Opus Odima, yesterday come out to fully support state police. He says these are the one of the agendas of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he pushed for ESN. Because we know that the Eastern Security Network is being organized by the indigents, which is similar to state police. And what's your reaction to this?
I don't want to join words with the Uzodinma, this supposed governor of Imo State. Imo State, ever since its inception, has not remained the same. Imo State was known to be the most peaceful, serene region, most hospitable region of the country. Of course, by the World International Peace Assessment, was known to be the best place to live in Africa, Nigeria precisely. But today, what is Imo State? Imo State have been torn or reduced to a killing field under the watch of Hope Uzodinma, the governor. Imo State have remained so restive. I mean, the level of killing is something that you can no longer imagine. I mean, how a state that is governed by a human being should experience or such level of killings, unwarranted killings, unprovoked killings, that young men will be going on the street and you round them up and fire them, just like what happened around the our mama. So about 14 people, young guys coming back from traditional marriage or whatever procession, was killed, and up to today the killers have not been brought to book. And those of them have not come out to tell us who are behind this. It's the Bubagos and the lies, his killing squads. So with the state police, that would be to his advantage to extend his tentacles and consolidate himself by way of intimidating the supposed enemies. He's never and have never, of course, seen standing or agreeing with Martin Nandikam. There are two different entities, two different personalities, and at no point we have a meeting point. Mazin Namdekano represents the interests of an average common man of the eastern region, or by extension, the Biafran, the front territory. What Mazin Namdekano was asking is for justice, and you don't see it in the life of the governor of Hope Uzodinma. Of course, the circumstances surrounding his emergence from fourth position, becoming the first, dislodging Hope Ihedioha Emeka Ihedioha, who was the choice, the people's choice. The tribunal, of course, that's why he was called the tribunal governor. It was not the people's governor, because people elect the governor based on the electoral process. But this one was given, was handed over to him, and ever since his emergence as the governor, Igbo State, my own state, has not remained same. The entire societal life, economic activities have been disrupted. Igbo State was known to be, prior to his time, to be, of course, an enjoyable place where when you make your money elsewhere, you can come to Imo State to enjoy that.
I can
But
testify to
that
that.
is quite unfortunate
I
today.
I can testify
that
to
Imo
that.
State has been reduced to a kidnapping den, a den of robbers and thieves, a den of assassins, a den of criminals. Quite unfortunately, the government has not come out, or people that have not come out to tell us who are behind these reckless killings.
In another news, ECN, in a bid to fight back the Fulani herdsmen, some days ago, killed scores of cattle belong to the farmers. And this was a reaction to the killings of innocent farmers in Enugu State. About 7 people were killed in Enugu State, I think about 2 weeks ago. And the ESN group in Anambra reacted by killing several scores of cows, in Anambra. What's your take? Do you think this is a good way to respond to the Fulani herders who have been terrorizing the Eastern?
You heard from Oyo State, Mr. Man. You don't expect an Igbo man who is trading in Oyo State to invade the Oyo communities and begin to kill them because they are doing their trading business in Oyo State. That is unacceptable. As a Yoruba man, you can't travel all the way to Sokoto with doing business and you resort to killing, destroying people's business, source of livelihood, which is predominantly farming. You know the cost of farming today, even in the state of economic mishap Nigeria finds itself. You can't spend much in farming only to be destroyed by cattle, realize, by cattle, which is another person's business. It is unacceptable. These are very plain issues that if there are political will and sincerity on the part of the government, this would have been solved, resolved long ago. You can't use your own business to spoil another man's business, to endanger not just an individual, but the entire family and the population of the Eastern people. You cannot carry your cow, enter the farmland that was millions or several thousands was spent to initiate, and you destroy it with your cattle and think that people will feel okay with that. Who does that? Nobody does that. You can't walk into an Hausa man in Sokoto or Niger State, granite farm or sugarcane farm and destroy it and expect that if you escape that man, you will not live to tell the story the next day. So this is barbaric, is unacceptable. You can tend your own cattle in the north where you claim you have the land advantage. Most lands are lying fallow there. You can turn them to cattle ranching and all that. Bring your cattle there and bring them to the designated market. I don't see why the Igbos should be clamoring for cattle where some Fulani slept with, and at the end of the day, a human being will consume that. Igbos should resort to, of course, their local cows and know how to navigate, I mean, boycott this. So I'm not the support of any man killing, but people cannot go to their farm only to be killed by the supposed Fulani herders or militaries under any disguise. It is unacceptable. In as much as I don't encourage the killing of humanity, but you cannot use cow to destroy humans' existence. It is unacceptable. Take your cattle, if actually is a market for you, don't disrupt the public peace, the societal peace. Don't kill people in the name of rearing cattle. It's unacceptable. You can't accept it. That is why Akeli Doru, the late Akeli Doru of blessed memory, was shouting that you cannot bring your cattle to Ondo and be killing the indigenous people of Ondo people. And I, as a governor, will watch you kill my own people under my watch, which I have, of course, the statutory or constitutional obligation to protect. That is what just the governor of Imo State is not doing. He's playing politics and sentiments with that. He should be able to stand up to his responsibility. If actually he's meant, of course, that is quite
Well, Imo State governor is building mosques and commissioning it, supporting the Muslims, Fulanis in your state. Thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie.